electric and hybrid vehicle engineering inside hybrid and electric vehicle. In this lesson, we will make a comparison between electric vehicle and hybrid electric vehicle and compare between them in all aspects. Therefore, we can say that there is not a much difference between these two. Like electric vehicles, hybrid cars offer an alternative to conventional gas-powered cars that is helpful in reducing the operation cost and the emissions. Owning a hybrid has certain benefits over an all-electric vehicle, and this can be vice versa for some cases also. Let's have a quick recap. Hybrid cars are a combination of two types of vehicle: electric cars and traditional gasoline powered cars, which is also known as internal combustion vehicles. Therefore, a hybrid car has a combustion engine that runs on gasoline and an electric motor with an attached rechargeable battery pack for electric power driving. Therefore, we can say that hybrids can use both engines at the same time to increase its power or rely on one depending on the driving type. Typically, hybrids have low battery ranges than all electric vehicles, and the electrical capacity is designed more to supplement gasoline driving and to help maximize fuel efficiency. But in some cases, some hybrids offer an electric only driving mode, which may only be available for low speeds or for the use of short range driving. Many hybrids automatically draw power only from electric motor below certain speed, which is why they are often much more efficient in city driving condition. And if we have a comparison with the IC engine regarding the efficiency percentage, electric motor is quite efficient, that is around 85% efficient, while our IC is around 30%. You can see the bar graph in this picture. Therefore, we can state that hybrids are sometimes seen as an intermediary option in the transition away from the fossil fuels and towards more renewable energy sources. Now, let us have a comparison between them. We will differentiate them considering various factors such as price range, carbon dioxide emission, fuel usage, powering method and charging. Coming to price, if you look at the technology of dual engine powered hybrid vehicles, anyone will expect the car to be more expensive. However, the hybrid engines are as competitive in price with the ICE vehicles. This is mainly because of the fact that the car is mostly powered by the regular internal combustion engine and the electric engine is just a supporting element there. On the other hand, our electric vehicles come on the more expensive side, even with their simple designs. These prices are usually due to the expensive battery components which are needed to power the whole vehicle. Therefore, due to the limitation in the innovation of the batteries, the electric batteries, the vehicle ends up costing more. Coming to carbon dioxide emission, as electric vehicles totally run on electricity, the vehicle has minimum to zero emission directly. However, there is one of the shortcomings here, which is that the source of electricity. If we have a country like India, where coal, oil and natural gas are the three primary commercial energy sources, electric vehicle can never be 100% emission free, as the process of power generation is still not greenhouse gas emission free. And on the other hand, as hybrid vehicles rely on fuel run engines, these vehicles directly emit greenhouse gases. However, In terms of carbon dioxide emission, hybrids are better than internal combustion vehicle as they produce around 50 to 60 fewer pollutants. Coming over to noise pollution, electric battery powered vehicles, both where we consider electric vehicle and hybrid, they both are quieter if we have a comparison with the internal combustion engine. And interestingly, the vehicles are so quiet that the US National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has asked the automakers to include artificial motor sounds in both electric and hybrid cars when traveling at low speeds to alert the pedestrians. So you can say that there is negligible noise pollution by them. Now coming over to all-weather operation, electric vehicles are usually powered by lithium-ion batteries that have an ideal operating temperature of around 25 degrees Celsius. Therefore, as the temperature in the subcontinent are frequently above 30 degree, often going into the higher temperature that is around 40 to 45 degrees Celsius, there is a higher chance of that lithium-ion batteries wearing out faster, therefore resulting in to last only 2 to 3 years before needing a replacement. In addition, cold weather also has an effect on the range of the electric vehicles. Even though hybrids vehicle has the same batteries, they are not used extensively. Therefore, the process of wearing out is much lower in the case of hybrid vehicles. Coming over to speed and range, just like mileages on a fuel run vehicle that we see in our ICE, electric vehicles also come with a range they can cover with a single charge. The range and the top speed of the vehicle depends on the power and the strength of the electrical engine. But the key problem here is that since the vehicle takes some time to charge, the range is restricted. Therefore, if we couple it with the lack of charging facilities in India, it just makes the electric vehicle a little too inconvenient for the long range purposes. On the other hand, if you look at hybrids, they have a higher range and the top speed depends on the strength of the internal combustion engine. Since these vehicles have a regenerative braking that powers the electric battery using the fuel. Therefore, we can say that these vehicles are not strictly limited in the range aspect due to the availability of petrol pumps. Coming over to fuel efficiency. As the name suggests, electric vehicles do not require any type of fuel-based engine, making them very fuel efficient and pocket friendly in the long run. Even though the vehicle is a little expensive in terms of purchase, but in the long run, the saving in terms of fuel makes them a very good deal. If you have a look, that an average traveling distance is around 12 km annually for an Indian car. An individual will end up spending around 48,000 at the current prices then. Hybrid cars are obviously not as fuel efficient as the electric vehicles, but in comparison to normal petrol or the diesel run vehicles, they are much more pocket friendly. The cars are about 20% to 30% better in terms of the fuel efficiency. Coming over to charging facilities, as India is still at an early stage when it comes to electric vehicle adoption, the charging infrastructure is not well developed as many countries would have hoped. But both government bodies and private players have taken up initiatives to improve the charging infrastructure in India. But there is still a long road ahead before the electric vehicle charging points become as commonplace at petrol pumps. Apart from comparing the efficiencies regarding them in various aspects, there are another factors which play a major role, like maintenance cost and rebates and incentives. Coming over to maintenance cost first. Maintenance cost in particular are a significant money sink for any car owner, as unfortunately hybrid runs into many typical maintenance issues that the internal combustion engine also experience because of the presence of engine there, like engine oil, transmission fluid, coolant and belt replacement, which can add up over the lifetime of a hybrid. Therefore, electric vehicles avoid the costs associated with combustion engine. However, they do still have the maintenance expenses in the form of universal car issues like tire changes, insurance plan and structural damage. Coming over to rebates and incentives. One reason to go with the electric or hybrid vehicle is that the federal and the state incentives that comes with it, which make it more pocket friendly. These rebates helps offset the typically higher cost of a non-internal combustion engine vehicle and make going electric or hybrid more accessible to the common people. Rebates and incentives for electric vehicles and hybrids are changing constantly, and it's important to know what kind of incentives are not available. Therefore, both electric vehicles and hybrids have incentives associated with them to help ease the cost of going electric. Therefore, we have tabulated between electric vehicle and hybrid vehicle, and as you can see, price range of electric vehicles are quite higher than hybrid vehicles, whereas having low carbon dioxide emission in the case of electric vehicle and no fuel usage and the equipped charging facilities, we can compare that electric vehicle have a very low chance of getting success here, while the hybrid vehicles have a good chance. Coming to charging purpose, we required that development in India soon, while in hybrid vehicles we can manage in the case of current situation. Now, why hybrid is the right choice? Here we will talk about whether choosing hybrid is a good option for you or not. See, the hybrid can be a great investment depending on your driving needs and lifestyle. An important note about hybrids is to remember that although they do have an electric battery, it is smaller than the battery in a completely electric vehicle and can only support a limited range of electric driving. Therefore, if you have a short daily commute or if you are planning on using your car for mostly quick trips, you may be able to run on electricity for the majority of your driving time. If this is the case, a hybrid may make sense as you wouldn't have to use the combustion engine and spend money on gasoline very often, which will give you a pocket-friendly choice. Conversely, if your commute is long and you want to take your vehicle on long trips, a hybrid might not make sense because hybrid savings kick in from not having to stop at the gas station as often as with a conventional ICE. Therefore, driving long distance that exceeds the battery range capacity in your hybrid will make those trips to the gas station in your regular routine, therefore increasing your petrol bill. Therefore, we can say that a hybrid vehicle is most effective at saving money when your commute is short and you can rely on the small electric battery for the majority of your driving time. Now let us have a look that why electric vehicles is the right choice. First point is that electric cars might costing you more than a hybrid because of its advanced battery that is being used there. Electric cars are best for people who do a lot of short commutes and also like the idea of emission-free driving. Therefore, if we have a look, new electric cars have a range of around 200 to 300 kilometer, while if we have a look at older electric vehicle, they are around 100 kilometer mark. So if you are covering around 300 kilometer, it is a good deal for you to choose electric vehicles. But if you want to take a longer trip, you need to ensure that there are charging stations in between the route and allow enough time for the recharging. That is all for today. Thanks for watching.